we are going to become fluent. And we all have been through some situations where people's reaction was like, no English? Like, why you are, on this earth if you don't know English? And their reactions made us think that, like, it makes a lot of difference. Yes, it makes a difference, right? But people approach in a very different way. The same as I have like couple of incidents which happened with me before learning this language, when I used to hate this language. And these things made me realize that you should shut your mouth. You're not going to open your mouth. You're not going to utter even a single word in English. Otherwise, people are going to laugh at you. First incident. I was not a little kid actually. I was in my college at that time. And I was walking with a person, and there were a lot of people. Okay, there were a lot of people. And that person said to me in Hindi that you have not replied. So I said, instead of saying that कि हाँ मैंने reply किया था, I said, अरे मैंने reply किया था, अरे मैंने reply किया तो था. And the problem was, the more that person was looking at me with, she's like mispronouncing, she's saying something very like nonsense. But I was, instead of thinking that why this person is looking like this, there might be something wrong. Instead of thinking about this, I thought, let me make it more clear. I shouted more louder. You know that, अरे reply किया तो था. And I don't know why the hell I was highlighting the word reply. That person said to me in a very, whisper, very little voice that रिप्लाई होता है, रिप्ले नहीं होता है ना. मैसेज का हम रिप्लाई करते हैं, मैसेज का हम रिप्ले नहीं करते हैं. You won't believe that was the time I was feeling so embarrassed, and that incident made me realize that don't open your mouth in English, otherwise you are going to mess up. Next incident. I was with my brother. I was going somewhere. There was a huge traffic. There was a big chaos, and we stuck. And then what happened? There's a term, okay, which we use particularly when we get stuck, somewhere in the traffic, or sometimes when the queue is so long. So we try to overtake, right? Instead of saying that don't overtake, I said in Hindi, over attack mat kar, over attack mat kar dena. The people, I said two, 3 times, and I don't know why I was that nonsense. Why I used to highlight my, this horrible mistakes, even though I was not aware. And when I said that, instead of overtake, I said over attack. So he said, shut up. So I said, why? That day he came at home, and he said to me, look, वो ओवर अटैक नहीं होता है, वो ओवरटेक होता है. I said, okay, but what happened? He said, you said that in front of people, a lot of people. And you won't believe, again I laughed at my mistake a lot, and I was thinking, I am not going to speak. I will say in Hindi, I will say that कि पहले मत जाना, पहले लोगों को जाने दो, क्यों में रहो, but I will not say in English. Third incident, when I was in BCA, okay, when I was doing my Bachelor of Computer Applications, and that time, what happened in 2016? Yeah, what happened? They used to take us for personal development classes. By the way, mostly in BCA, what do we do? Programming, coding and all. But I was far away from that, okay? Somehow my mother forced me, I did that, but that was not my cup of tea. They used to take us for personal development classes, communication classes, like in future, if some companies are gonna hire you, you must know how to communicate. So they used to take us. First day, I was quite excited because it was all about introduction, and I was so confident while giving my introduction because we have been learning our introductions since childhood. So it's kind of mugged up, okay, ratification. So very confidently I gave my intro. So that was all. The next day, I don't know, they have just given us certain tasks that you have to talk about some, about your friends, you have to talk about like some recipes, you have to talk about this, that, technology, this, that, debate. And I thought, all right, I am ready to contribute, but do I have to speak in English? And that was the time they made me stand one day and I gave my introduction. After that, you won't believe I was not able to utter even a single word. Not even a single word on that particular topic. Next day, my ma'am said to me, all right, one day I can understand your hesitation, but next day, please prepare. Next day, what I did, I took a topic, I wrote a lot of things on that. Next day, I went. So I was standing there, I took that paper, I was mugging up a lot, and next day, still after mugging up, when I was standing there after giving my intro, I took that paper, I was checking, and then again after a minute, again I was checking again, like really learning, I can understand, but that was something we have to say without even paper. So my ma'am said like, why you are checking, this paper over and over again? You should talk by yourself. And that was the time then every day they were trying to make me stand in front of, like a lot of people, a lot of students, and they were already making fun of me because I could not speak, I could not utter even a single word. I don't know why, but I didn't have any relation with this language. Every day when I was just standing there, I knew that I will not be able to speak, utter even a single word, and people are gonna laugh at me. I started saying, I requested, teacher to my faculty that I'm sorry, but I would not. So one day, like even she was so angry, she said to me, all right, so don't come in person development classes. And you won't believe, I skipped my classes many times just because of this. This incident made me believe that you should shut your mouth. Like you should not even try. Next incident. After my BCA, I did my B.Ed, okay? And in my B.Ed, obviously I was not going every day because that time I started teaching in school. So I was not going, college every day. So I requested teacher, I wrote some applications that I'll not come. Obviously, like there were no like serious teaching was not going on. Obviously, in colleges, like who studies, right? There were some people, okay, there were some students who used to speak in English like, wow, flawless, okay? So one day what happened, I got a call that next day you have a summer camp and you have to come, that you don't come for classes and all, but this is like, you have to come, it's important for you, it's necessary. So I went. So what happened, they took us somewhere in the beautiful forest and river, and we were sitting there and I was not taking interest, but first because I was little angry, I thought they are taking us for camp, maybe they are going to show us something regarding this, teaching and all. Somewhere, why? Because that day I took off from my workplace, I took off from my tuitions, from everything, and obviously I was not going to my college every day, so they were like quite strange for me. I was not talking with anyone, so I didn't know anyone. They went and they started singing, dancing, a lot of things. So what happened, like I became little angry. Instead of enjoying, I sat somewhere in the corner, and little bit I was having headache, so I sat. A person came to me. Okay, that person wanted to ask that what happened to you, okay, like why you're sitting there, please join us, okay? So instead of saying what happened to you, I can't recall that what he said, but he said something in a very ghumi hui English, and I was thinking, what should I reply now? Because I didn't get, should I say yes, or I should say no, or I should elaborate it, but I didn't catch. I don't know what's that. And you won't believe, I was just looking at that person. That person just looked at me and that person left. That person might be thinking that, she got something, a ghost or something inside her, because I was thinking, if I'm going to open my mouth, I'm going to say something nonsense, or first thing, I didn't get this person. So what I'm supposed to reply here? And that was the time I was thinking, that's completely fine, I don't speak, but at least I should understand. At least I should understand, so I can say this and this. But I was not even able to understand. And that was the time which made me realize that yes, you should shut your mouth, but at the same time you should stay away from those people who are speaking in English, because they're gonna ask something, you're not gonna get the answer, you'll say something nonsense, or you will not say something, or you'll be like this. So it made me so quiet. Okay, one more incident. Couple of years back, I went for my interview. Okay, I had an interview in the school. I went there, I was sitting, and what happened, I was seeing that, there were some people, they were actually giving the introduction in English and they were speaking in English. And then what happened, I was thinking in English, but I thought, all right, at least I know how to introduce myself. Okay, after that, I'll continue with Hindi. I went inside. Okay, I started giving my introduction. All right, the person, that lady was speaking in English only, no Hindi, not even a single word. It seemed like she doesn't even know Hindi. Then what happened? She asked one question in English, I gave answer in Hindi. Again, she asked another question in English, I gave answer in Hindi. She just, gave me a sign that shift means speak in English. Every time she was asking in English and every time I was giving my answer in Hindi. But somewhere what happened, it was my good luck that I showed my experience to her, that I have a good experience, I have been teaching for so long. I don't know, I guess that impressed her, but my speaking, my communication, zero impression. And so that was all, it was a horrible experience. And I was thinking, why, but again, nothing was triggering me, after even to, hate, what we call hate. But somehow I shifted from hating this language to loving this language. And that's why I'm quite curious about. Because in people's case, reason is quite different. But in my case, I shifted it from hating to loving. And that's what made me believe that I have done something which is marvelous. Alright, so it was all about my incidents which I faced before I started learning this language. But a lot of incidents happened with me when I started learning this language after that, and which is still left, to share with you. So I'll share it with you in the next video. This is enough for today, alright? So now, if this video is quite relevant to you, so please give thumbs up, share your lovely comments and tell me, did you like my experience? Okay, so please give thumbs up, share lovely comments, and don't forget to subscribe this channel if you are new here. All right, so let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.